Welcome to Talmudic Treasures. Today we're learning Nedarim page 55, where we find that Rabbi Yosef asked Rabbi a question based on a verse in the book of Numbers, Sefer Bamidbar, that there were different locations. One was Midbar, the wilderness, the desert, and from there afterwards it says Matana, which also means gift. And the verse continues and also mentions from a place, Ubamos, Haggai. What exactly does this mean in a homiletic manner? So he said that any person that makes themselves like a desert, what is a desert? It's something in which is ownerless. It's just filled with sand. No one lives there. So if a person has that approach in life, that they make themselves like a desert, which I'll explain what that means, then matana, the Torah, the knowledge that a person wishes to acquire, will come to them so easily, it will be almost like receiving a gift. And what does this mean, that you should make yourself like a desert that's ownerless? So one interpretation is that it is something which is mufker lakol, as the Talmud says, that it's available to all people. If you're closed-minded and you think that you know everything, and you're unwilling to learn from anyone or the different experiences and the things that happen to you, you're really never going to grow. You have a fixed mindset. A person who has a growth mindset is someone who makes themselves like a wilderness, which means they say, I am willing, just like anyone can go into this property, I'm willing to accept knowledge from any person. It doesn't matter if it's someone who is a powerful CEO or someone who seemingly is not very impressive. Doesn't make any difference. There's so much that you're able to learn from every single person if you have that open mind, if you have that mentality, if you have that growth mindset. And therefore, if you feel that way, you will end up acquiring knowledge just like receiving a gift. Also, it shows the idea of humility. If a person is haughty, which means that you think you have all the answers, you also will have difficulty growing because you think you're perfect and you think that everything is just the way it is cannot be improved. Instead, a person should be humble. Humble doesn't mean depressed, not to be upset of who you are, but to recognize that you do have more to learn, that you have more to accomplish. And that is just like this desert. This desert is not some impressive, huge building in which a person can look at and gawk at, wow, this is unbelievable. It's something which is very humble. There's nothing there. It's just sand. So if you make yourself comparable to that, you are going to end up learning more because you're opening up yourself to that experience. However, the Talmud tells us, interestingly enough here, that once you acquire this knowledge and you are on a very, very high level, a person has to be very careful not to allow it to get to their head. If a person does so, in that situation, vamos, if you elevate yourself, then Haggai. Then what will end up happening is you're going to end up being dropped. Hashem, God, is going to lower your status. But it doesn't mean it as a punishment. It's just a reality. Because if you forget your humble beginnings and all of a sudden you're this very important person, affluent, everyone turns to you for guidance and direction, which is great, but if you allow it to get to your head, you're losing that edge of what got you there in the beginning. What got you to greatness was that thirst, that desire to constantly grow, to constantly learn. But once you think that you've already reached the top and there's nowhere else to go, then there is one place that you can go. The only place you can go is down. And therefore, no matter where we are in life, we have to constantly challenge ourselves. Doesn't make any difference, even if you may have reached a very high level. In that, you're comparing yourself now to other people. You need to compare yourself to who you are. What was I yesterday? Today, I need to be a better version of myself than I was yesterday. And our goal tomorrow is the same thing, that we strive that tomorrow will be greater than today.